videos.
There we go. Hello, everyone.
Hi, how are you?
This is weird.
What's up, y'all?
That was a responsible way to start.
I mean, I'm pretty positive we've had more awkward.
Intros?
I'm positive on that.
That shit was awkward.
I promise you, one of these days that we're gonna start on the random conversations that we are having, and the people are gonna get an earful of just whatever we're talking about. It's gonna be hilarious.
Maybe for you.
Young man.
What up, Miss Laura? Appreciate you for pulling up.
I can't.
It's gonna be like me bitching about someone.
No.
I'm joking.
Yeah. Anyway, so I hope everybody's excited. I'm a little excited. Energy level. Just for you guys, I'm gonna make sure that I try to keep it as high as possible. Anyway, it's been an exciting course of a week. Lots of things have happened. We have had Summer Game Fest. We have had a ton of other things going on. Xbox's showcase. I don't know if I told you guys before, but as I mentioned previously, I played this card game. Well, I actually went and took the judges test, and I passed. So now I'm an official judge. So
Congrats.
very much.
I don't know what that means, but all right.
Congratulations.
It means that now I have the capability of going to some of the bigger events and actually judging instead of being a player. So even if I weren't able to get in, like being a judge is still a paid job.
Yeah, he's fading in and out.
Yeah, that thing that you thought you fixed, I don't think you fixed.
Hold on. I can fix it.
I'm sure you can.
It just might sound like a
Jet engine.
yeah, because what happens is I turn on voice isolation, and when I turn on voice isolation, I want it so that air conditioners and things like that.
You gotta.
We
you
didn't
gotta
hear
speak.
anything you just said.
Yeah, no, you gotta like
We didn't
speak
hear
into
shit.
the microphone.
You know what the deal of being at the terminal airport, all right?
LaGuardia, here we come.
Oh no, I turned it off already.
Oh, did
Like,
you?
I don't want you sweltering to death.
Well, then we're not in a jet plane, so we're pretty solid so far. That's a pretty big win, I'd say.
So even if it did come through yours, I have filters.
Good.
I like planes.
There it is.
There, what is?
Yo, jet engine.
Nothing. Anyway, so how are you? So how are you? What's on your mind? What questions do you got for us this week, there, buddy?
All right. So first and foremost, let me ask a question. Has everybody seen like the Xbox showcase and Summer Game Fest?
Yeah,
I
I've
did.
I've seen clips.
seen a majority of it.
I spent the whole day watching it.
The whole day today?
Yeah.
Pretty fair than the rest
So
of us.
it's fresh on my mind.
Oh, excuse me.
Fresh on my mind.
Yeah.
On it.
He did all work.
I've been catching.
I was
clips
prepared
of
today.
it.
Excuse me. It's fresh on his mind. All right. Now, is my microphone better now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good.
Good. Because I actually forgot to open the program. So, anyway, now that our entire audience has gone through all of our technical, yes, I do have a question this week. So since we've seen parts or pieces or even most of, if not all of, the showcases, the Summer Games Fest, we've seen tons of games that are coming out. We've seen, I don't know why the microphone keeps on knocking my voice down, but anyway, we've seen tons of games that are on it. I just want to know, what does everybody think of the current, like basically over the past 2 weeks, what does the future of gaming look like? Like, are we excited? Are we Do we feel like what's about to happen is equivalent to how we used to feel back in the day when we used to watch all these trailers in the middle of June?
I feel like it is. 'Cause I seen the Dragon Age trailer.
I didn't watch that one yet.
Oh, yeah. Oh, go watch that. Yeah, that's good. I want that.
Honestly, yeah.
And because I didn't see the showcase, I just saw a couple of trailers that I wanted to see. But yeah, that and the rest of this year pretty stacked. So yeah, I'm pretty good with it.
What game would that be?
Oh
no, that looks great. Gameplay, that looks fantastic.
What looks incredible?
I'm wondering how they're gonna screw us.
On what?
I mean, define screw, right? Because like I personally feel like Odyssey was pretty fun. I like. Was it perfect? No, but it was like a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Like it was probably the most fun that I've had since Black Flag.
I hope it's not.
Is
what I mean.
What was that? I missed it.
I said I hope it's not too grindy.
Yeah, like that would be a problem for sure if it's too grindy. At the very least, if the grind isn't fun, right, or doesn't feel rewarding. So I'm pretty optimistic about the Assassin's Creed game. Like I'm an Assassin's Creed fanboy though, so
same.
Like, not as much as I used to be, but I can be pretty forgiving with them. So I'm a little biased there, but like I think it looks really good. I'll probably wind up at least considering picking it up if I've got the time around whenever it comes out. I didn't see the release date. But
at least up to the Ubisoft Plus thing to try.
Assassin's Creed has always been end of the year, somewhere around October.
Yeah, it's usually in that fall window. So I'm intrigued. I'll probably wind up at least looking into the Uplay to try it out. Like I said, I haven't seen a whole lot of the showcases, like what be it the Ubisoft or the Microsoft. I kind of caught the clips of them in between. The stuff that it has me pretty excited right now, like at least curious, is the Perfect Dark. That being back has me incredibly jazzed. I am a science fiction fanboy. Like you give me a good science fiction kind of game, and I'll probably at least want to have a gander. But you give me a good science fiction shooter with that like espionage, like kind of like James Bondy kind of setting. Yeah. Please don't screw this up. I'm really excited to see that come back. So I'm hoping that winds up being really good.
Well, the good news is that over the course of today, I really just plan to focus today's conversations around the games and the things that we've seen over the course of Super Game Fest. I didn't finish. I'm not taking that away from you by all means. But anyway, I really wanted to focus today around the games that we've talked about. I wanted to focus around, these kind of events. So I'm actually really happy and excited. We're not going to go too far into the games yet because we're definitely going to kind of dig into some of the trailers throughout the course of our conversation tonight. Just wanted to let you know that, for once, we're getting back to the games. We're going to get to the heart of all of these games that we're excited for. So I'm sure we're going to be able to expound on about trailers, how we feel about certain things. Hustle.
Oh, me? Oh, Doom Dark Ages. That's what I was most excited about.
That does look good. It's not really a gameplay trailer, but it does. I mean, it's Doom.
Well, it is a game. The whole trailer is gameplay. Literally.
I must have looked at the wrong
I
trailer.
don't know what
I
trailer
just
you
seen a
watching.
reveal trailer.
It was
I must have just
literally
looked at a reveal trailer or something because I ain't seen no gameplay.
it was literally the first game that showed in the Microsoft showcase.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
Nothing
watch
but
the whole
gameplay.
thing. I pulled all the videos.
If you pulled Doom, then that was all gameplay.
Did you get it confused with Gears of War Emergence Day?
No.
Doom
I saw
Which
was
does look
That
good
shit
too.
look good.
That look good too. I ain't
I know
gonna
that's
lie.
gonna be good.
Doom was actually the one where he had the chainsaw blade and was throwing the chainsaw blade.
Oh, okay. You're right.
And the
You're right. I
fucking
did see
skull
that. I
cannon.
did see that. Yeah, I did see
Man.
that. Okay, I'm tripping. Like I said, I watched so many trailers today. I don't.
He said it was fresh on his mind.
Ladies and
Live.
gentlemen, does that mean that Ricky did his job for the first time ever?
Yes.
Yo,
Make sure y'all check the
Yeah.
Discord.
Jeff Keighley got roasted by one of the Gears developers, and
Oh,
that just made me smile. Well, because I don't know anything. All right, so like I don't know if he's actually upset or not, but people are joking saying he's upset that Microsoft wasn't at his event. And basically he was trying to say that Gears of War trailer that we saw was a Blur Studios trailer, as in like it was like a CG pre-rendered trailer.
He did
And-
make a tweet about being made
Yeah.
in CG instead of
We-
actual game
Well,
engine.
As it turns out, as you know, spoken on by one of the developers, no, that was an entirely in-engine, all gameplay assets, like Unreal Engine 5 rendered cutscene. That was not even rendered. That was just an Unreal Engine 5 gameplay cutscene. Like that is what the game looks like.
That's pretty much what it looks like when.
That's what it's supposed to
Hating
look
goes
like when
wrong.
it comes out.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but like that's what you can expect out of the in-game cutscenes. It's gonna look like that and be a seamless transition. It'll probably look pretty close to that, but I have no idea if they can guarantee that.
Also, welcome everyone in the chat. You know, we're ecstatic to have you today. And hopefully if you guys have seen any of the upcoming trailers and you know are excited about
Hey
it,
y'all.
you can
Sorry.
share that information with us as well. So, you know, if you've seen something that you want to point out throughout the course of our conversation, please let us know, because we'll definitely be reading all the comments and we'll be happy to kind of talk with you and interact with you. It's just how our platform goes. So again, welcome.
I got
Those who are new, those who are old. And if you are here for the first time, we definitely encourage you joining our Discord. I'm going to ask that, you know what, I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to post a link in the Discord in the chat. So feel free to join the Start Button Discord, and this way you can chat along with us. And any trailers that you haven't seen, we're going to make sure that you actually have access to it. Licky?
Oh wait, my bad. One second. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
There was actually one particular trailer that I didn't think that I was gonna like, that I liked a lot, and that was well, hold on, what was it called? The Bean something.
Oh,
The game about the bean.
Nah.
What is that? What is that game? What is that game? Hold on, bro.
Nah.
That was.
I forget the name of it. Hold on.
I'm pulling it up. I got it. Oh, Killer
or
Bean.
something.
Killer Bean.
Yeah,
Bro, it is
Yeah.
fucking Max Payne in bean form. All right, it is Max Payne in bean form. I seen him jump out the window in slow motion, turn like I was here. I'm sold.
Thank
Bam.
you. for
It
me.
actually
All
looks
right.
good.
Bam. I'm just
Killer
it looks good, but I'm just gonna say that while I was sitting down and watching these presentations for the first time, my actual reaction was, what is that, a ball sack?
No, for
This
real.
isn't allowed.
That's a pinto bean.
No, it's a coffee bean.
Ayo.
Well, he loaded. He's strapped right now. He's strapped. He's
I'm
strapped up.
pulling up the. I'm
He
pulling
said,
up.
"Is it a ball sack?"
That-
Yo, that bean game looks great. I promise you it does. Between like some of the stuff they was doing, the spinning, shooting in different directions, the jumping out of windows in slow motion, like all it just looked good. I ain't gonna lie. Like I liked it. I was sold.
Yeah. I
Can we
did.
play now? Can we play now? Like right now?
Oh, you
No,
It says
you
it
loading
says
up
early
Killer Bean?
access.
No, it's coming soon, but it's added to my Steam wish list now.
Oh, absolutely. There were a
Oh,
couple of things that were on my wish list.
That is a day
But
one buy for me.
There's still one that's a day one buy, and I'm gonna pay the money for it, even if it's on something like that. This was actually in Summer Game Fest trailers as well as the Xbox presentation, and that was
What?
Bug game. Sorry.
What game was that?
Mecha Break.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That shit looked fire too.
All right, so
That was
on
free
to
play.
I don't know. They have not announced it. They said that the next beta is going to be in August, and
It's gonna be an open beta.
I don't think so. The game is coming out in 2025. But I will say this. I want to ask you. So over the past couple of years, we've gotten some hits. Like we've gotten games like Baldur's Gate. We've gotten games like Monster Hunter Rise. We've gotten like some really, really good games over the past few years. What do you think? What do you guys think about the future? Like, is it improving based on what we've been receiving? Like, I know that COVID has potentially slowed down game development, but then like the year 2023 felt like the year of bangers. Like, it felt like we were literally just getting every possible great game that we possibly could. Like, I don't understand. Like, the people who actually made the video game awards, they must have had a really difficult time choosing what to nominate and what to give awards to. Like, do we think that gaming is like? Do we think that 2025 or even 2024 is going to be better than 23? Is that an expectation we should have?
I think the expectation should probably be that the games industry is going to just kind of have its peaks and valleys in terms of activity. Games take time to develop. You're going to have some years where that development time lines up where a bunch of games are finished cooking at the same time, and you're going to have other periods where it's a little dry because everyone's cooking.
That's true.
I think one of the reasons you are starting to see more games come out at faster rates is the tools have gotten a lot better. The tools have gotten a lot better. Teams have gotten more efficient. You've got a bunch of teams that have been able to settle in as like an actual team. When you have like one of the problems right now, like today, that is going to slow development down, like not in the next 2 years, but I think in the next like 5 or 10 years, I think is all these layoffs happening. Like it slows down team building, it changes chemistry. When they eventually are able to start hiring again, like the new people aren't going to be as fast as the people that laid off. So like that's going to slow down development times. But in a lot of cases, like you are still able to like, I think you're still seeing a lot like teams that are out there that have had the ability to gel. Like the Yakuza franchise seems to be a good example where in a year, I don't know how many people they have. I don't know what's on what team, but like in a year, they're able to get out like 3 different Yakuza franchise games. They're able to get out like the main series. They're able to get out the Man Who
Erased his name.
Yeah, the Man Who Erased His Name series and like Infinite Wealth and all that stuff. Like that's all like in a 2-3 year period. Yeah, the Ishin and then the Judgment games. Like they're doing all of this.
I keep forgetting Judgment's part of that.
Mm-hmm.
I said I keep forgetting that Judgment is a part of that.
If you played it, you would definitely be like, oh, this is definitely one of those games.
No, I mean, obviously, like that's an exception to the rule that's out there, but like that's an example of high quality games that are being delivered at a pretty fast clip, and they want to go yearly.
Absolutely.
So what I'm getting at this long-winded answer is no, I don't think it should be an expectation that you're going to have like consistent years like this, but I think the expectation that's safer is like every couple of years you're going to have a year like this.
Makes sense.
I can definitely agree with that. And I feel like that's been the tail of it for a long time. Games we go up and down, up and down. Even before COVID, we'll have a couple of years where nothing major that like you'll have one or two really good games, and then you're like what was that, 2016, 2017, I think, or what? No, 2019. 2019 was a really good year. 2017, 2018 really wasn't. Then we had COVID in 2023. Like it always goes in waves. It's really just about what it is that the consumer is actually looking for, because it's really just goes with different developers.
Yeah. Sorry, Blick, you keep going.
No. You're good. That's all I had.
Yeah, I agree with Blicky, and like to go with a more like drilled down kind of example of a team or a studio or a publishing, whatever you want to call, that I think is going to just be continuing to pick up steam. Like I think it's Microsoft. Like let's forget about all the acquisitions like Bethesda and Activision, right? Like let's just focus in on the Microsoft Studios proper pre all these acquisitions. Yeah, they weren't releasing a lot of stuff, but like in my opinion, I think a large part of that is because of the fact they were spinning up these new studios. I think that they were spinning up these new teams. They were figuring out what games they wanted to work on. Like a lot of this stuff for a lot of these teams, they're brand new teams. They don't have an identity yet. They don't know who they are they don't know who they are as a publisher or a developer. Rather, they don't know who they are as individual like working teams together. Like we're talking about just like even the gameplay team versus like encounters, let's say, like they don't even know who they are as like a unit yet. So it takes time for that to kind of build. And I think we're starting to see with this year's Summer Game Showcase, I think we're seeing like what the payoff to that's going to be. And that I think like, at least on the Microsoft side, we can start to expect to have stronger years from them too. Like, just in general, like there. I think like, and that'll help the overall big picture, especially if they're going to be developing for third party.
I actually agree with you. I know that me being on the Sony fanboy side of things, because I think
gang.
More than I play the Microsoft stuff. Of course, I have Game Pass. I have Game Pass Ultimate. I have Game Pass, for my PC. I also have Xbox Series S, because I didn't want to, invest, hundreds of dollars, well, multiple hundreds of dollars into both consoles. So, I got a PS5 and I got a Series S, so that I have access to everything. But, over the course of the past couple of years, I started feeling like, oh, well, I'm not really getting that feeling that, I'm getting money's worth from this Xbox. But, that's one reason why I tried to make sure that I enjoyed Starfield as much as I possibly could. Even if I didn't really, it's not really my style of game. You know what I'm saying? My style of game is more the third-person shooter like Division, looter shooters, and things of that nature. Starfield was kind of better played first person, but again, with all the things that people say, I wanted to give it an opportunity because it was one of the biggest things that they had coming. That was, talked about, that was, anticipated. Now we're starting to see Microsoft has had things in the chute, and now they're probably just going to start shoving it down our throats, like next year, this year, next year. And a lot of this stuff is coming out on Game Pass. For instance, Call of Duty is confirmed day one Game Pass release. That's huge.
Massive.
That is huge, especially because we all know that Call of Duty is actually probably one, if not the largest, then one of the largest selling franchises in gaming history.
Okay, of
past few years. Go for it.
Because I didn't watch the Microsoft showcase. Did they say anything about Halo?
No.
That's crazy.
They technically didn't really need to. In my opinion.
So,
wait, hold on. Am I missing something? Is there supposed to be a new Halo game coming out or something?
No.
So Loon, have you seen the speculation around? the Microsoft side of things. I personally like this is I know nothing when I say this. This is what the rumors around the internet are that Microsoft could have even gone harder than they did, but they held back. And that like the people think that they're saving even more for Gamescom.
Okay.
Like internally, like this is like sources inside Microsoft say that what they show was cool, but like we got even more that we didn't show.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
One of the speculations is that Halo will be on PlayStation. That's one of the speculations that I've heard, which doesn't seem out of line.
Well, I mean, if we really think about it, I mean, Sony is kind of outsourcing their games now. I mean, it's 9 times out of 10, it'll only be a matter of time before Microsoft does it too. I mean, it's good marketing, it's good business.
Why would you not believe
that?
that?
Should be crazy to me.
I mean, Sea of Thieves is on PlayStation now.
So Microsoft's been like the Xbox has been around for how long now?
Almost 20 years, if not 20.
No, definitely 24 years.
We're talking about the brand itself, right? Not
Xbox the brand.
Okay. Yeah.
So you telling me the first Xbox didn't come out in 2000?
Yeah,
it came out in 2000.
20 years.
Y2K shit. We can see
that.
Yeah.
24 years, man.
Xbox come out.
I remember I was about like 13, 14 when I had one.
November 15th in 2021. So yeah, it's been like 23 years.
Called it.
So yeah. So with that,
I would just leave it there.
They haven't been able to like overcome the lead that Sony has, right? It's clear at this point, like these games aren't like selling a ton of like I don't know. I feel like it's fine to go ahead and put your primary stuff on another console, like especially if it's like going to be an exclusive window on your home console, if that makes any sense. Like if they're going to keep Halo on the Xbox, let's say for a year or two, right?
All right.
Does it really hurt to go over to Sony at some point?
It benefits them more, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, like in
and we've talked about it before.
Yeah.
The more places that your product is available, the more money you make.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
with business, like, all right, if you're not, for instance, if you want to sell Xbox consoles, then you're going to keep your product on Xbox consoles. That's how you move a console. So with Sony, their single player titles are going to be exclusive to the PS5, but they're going to start doing the multiplayer stuff available on more platforms. It's going to take Sony a little bit of time to catch up because they're not really very share minded, you know.
I mean,
Microsoft,
they're bringing their single player stuff to PC too.
I was about to say every single game they come out with comes out on PC eventually.
Yeah, but they're doing a simultaneous launch with the multiplayer stuff,
which they did with. Yeah,
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So I mean, if Microsoft follows that same, and you know, if Sony and Microsoft can literally kind of share, you know, even their first party stuff after a period of time, I don't see why everybody doesn't
the multiplayer stuff.
So what would be the reason to get a console? I mean, like to
get a particular console?
Yeah, because right now I have the 5 and I have an Xbox. I got the Xbox strictly to play like Halo, like the Halo stuff. Like I got the whole Xbox.
Well, that's because you don't have a computer.
I got one of them too.
That was a joke.
I know. So yeah.
Here's a prime example of what the my bad.
Why would I get
Why would you get an Xbox? Why would you get a PlayStation?
Yeah.
Well, because again, that exclusivity window is only going to be for a certain period of time. So if you wanted God of War when God of War dropped, because you know all of your PlayStation friends are about to be talking about it, you're not gonna just be like, well, I'll wait a year and a half for me to get it on Xbox or PC. You're gonna get it on PlayStation.
But okay, let's say if God of War stays like it is now, like you would have to spend $500. No, you wouldn't, because you have to have it on PC. Yeah.
I mean, it's God of War is on PC now.
What you're doing? what you're doing basically is arguing like, what's the point of having a console? Period. Right?
What's
Like
without
essentially what you're
exclusives?
saying.
Without
I got a
exclusives,
better question. I
I guess.
How often do we go out and buy a game that came out on a console a year later after it came out?
I do.
No. I don't mean like. So, say for instance, God of War came out this year, right?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody played it. All your friends played it. You know what I'm saying? All the streamers is playing it, so on and so forth. And then a year and a half later, are you still gonna feel like you really want to go and buy that game after all of these other games just came out? After all the hype of it has already died, after everybody's already played it, you haven't played it yet. You might go and get it, but that hype behind it is gone. You're not excited for it like that.
But I don't care about the hype behind the game.
I
though.
wouldn't have cared.
I'm
how
buying the
that.
game because I want to play it.
Yeah.
let me clarify this experience. Do you think God of War is not selling on PC right now?
It is selling very well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then even if you was to,
it came out a year and a half ago.
Yeah, so if PlayStation getting any of their funds, all of their funds back from it, really wouldn't matter.
exactly. And then not only that, but think about what they did. PlayStation Studios Helldivers.
Yeah.
That's them outsourcing a PlayStation game to a different console, which is PC.
I mean, also look at
well, it was a simultaneous release when it came to Helldivers, but I'm just saying that your question is asking, well, how many people go and get these games a year and a half later? Well, if you don't have a PlayStation, you're going to get it because you now know that game is hype. You now know that game is good and it's an amazing experience. And so now you're going to feel like I need to play this game too.
So the Epic Game Store, what's those? It's like Steam and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If PlayStation would get an app that would, what are Windows called?
The Windows Store.
Yeah, like
or the Xbox app.
Yeah, or something like that for PlayStation. They wouldn't have to. Like you can still play it on your PC, but you'll play it in their environment instead of an Xbox environment.
So like their own marketplace that you could buy from both PC and console.
I don't know how I feel about that because I already have now Steam, Epic, Xbox. Now I'm going to add PlayStation to it and GOG and why do I
oversaturated? But I get what you mean though.
You know what I
I
mean?
mean,
like,
it makes sense.
If I'm PlayStation, I pull all my stuff off of their programs and put them on.
Oh God, no!
I mean, if it wasn't for PC,
no, because what happens is Microsoft still sells stuff in their Xbox store and their Microsoft store, whatever, but they also sell it on Steam,
which was smart on their part.
Even before the merger happened, Activision Blizzard was starting to move stuff over to Steam, and that is someone who has their own dedicated launcher that is like a mainstay in the gaming industry. That was starting to roll out Activision titles, and still does Activision titles. But
I mean, let me be clear: with Blizzard, with Activision, with Blizzard, Activision, the same company. Ubisoft, EA, they all have their own stores, but at the same time, how many people are going to want to have EA, Ubisoft, Blizzard, Steam, Epic, Xbox, PlayStation, all on their computer? Now you're overloading your stuff, or you're adding a ton of stuff without where people some people really want unification. I've heard this from somebody in this chat. I don't want to go and buy something somewhere else. I want it all right here. Why can't I just have everything on Steam?
Steam is very convenient for organizing all your shit.
See, he agrees with me.
This would have a slight advantage over Stadia, but like one of the problems I identified with Stadia when that first came out was it was going to be this new game marketplace where no matter how good it was going to have to overcome the fact that people had established Xbox libraries already. and people already had established PlayStation libraries. Like if PlayStation or Microsoft could get cloud gaming down, that was going to be an uphill battle for them. And I think that
And it was.
this isn't as big of a deal for Sony because they already have an established library. But if there's one thing I can count on Sony to fumble, it seems to be like, I don't know, getting that kind of stuff right first try. And if you don't get that kind of stuff, if you don't get that right first try, you're going to turn a lot of people off to wanting to try it again. So I would say probably just stick to what's already there and stay in your lane.
Because if they did try to, I feel like they'll overshoot it. Like I was saying, like they'll keep their first part.
They
like
shoot themselves in the foot the same way.
Shoot themselves in the foot. Trying to do.
It'll be something like it'll be something like they won't have the same kind of cross-play functionality that Microsoft has. It's like one of the big benefits to the Xbox Game Pass and a lot of the titles that are on Microsoft's platform is they're required to have cross-play and cross-save. Like that is a Microsoft requirement that it must function the way it does on PC as it does on Xbox, so that it fits into their ecosystem.
All right, so let me ask. Well, actually, you know what? Since we've talked about this a little bit. I actually want to move into talking about our Summer Game Fest trailers and stuff. Just to kind of go over some of the things. I know everybody hasn't seen them one for one, but I do have like at least some of the names of some of the games. So I can just throw them out there. If you've seen the trailer, then we can comment. But I'll just highlight some of the main ones. Like I said, Summer Blade Fest had some really big titles coming up. Like it was a 2-hour showcase, and it was almost nothing but trailers. There was almost no fluff. There was minimal fluff. They look good. Some of the big ones were Lego Horizon Adventures, Star Wars Outlaws, Warhammer Space Marine 2, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, Slitterhead, Phantom Blade Zero. Like, what other games caught your attention, like, during the Summer Games Fest? So we got Lego Horizon Adventures that actually did a lot for me. But No More Room in Hell. I'm not a scary game type of person, but this game looks very real and very creepy.
Yeah.
I want it. I'm not gonna lie. But Sparking Zero had it for me because they showed story mode gameplay during that trailer, and that was all I needed to see.
Blake,
I mean, you were sold already.
Stay safe.
You stay safe.
You stay safe in story.
You stay safe.
Yeah,
it better be your domain over there because you come out here on this sidewalk. You know what I'm saying?
What I'm telling you now is, Loon probably is not the person that you really got to worry about.
Oh, I know.
You said you getting a PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you getting a 5?
Yeah, I'm getting a 5 next week.
Who's who you guys to worry about?
Mm-hmm.
We might be monsters a little bit or something like that, but we're not the ones that you have to worry about. If you come into our little group, there is somebody who
if you're talking about Raijin, he can get the smoke too. I'm just saying. Oh, okay.
But he's actually really good too.
But what I'm saying is that we have a guy in our group whose name, PlayStation, is beat that ass.
You don't want to see Raijin in Smash Brothers, though. I will say that.
No.
His name is literally beat that ass. And his favorite type of game is fighting games. He plays a lot of RPGs too, but fighting games are his specialty. He probably has gamer thumbs.
Yeah, it don't even matter. Because I'm still handing out ass whoopings all.
Yeah, you talking a lot of cat shit, but
bro.
I ain't seen your work, son.
One thing that's gonna make me disappointed though is
you got Dragon Ball Fighter Z?
Of course.
Wait, you do?
Yeah.
On PC?
Yeah. I got it on Xbox too. I bought it twice.
I forgot. Does that have crossplay?
No,
Nah.
it was older. I don't even think that has rollback netcode.
No, it does.
Sure.
They updated it for rollback netcode.
All right, that's what it was. It didn't have it initially, but I have fighters. We can play, but I'm not really a monster in that game. Yeah.
I'll be disappointed if Sparking Zero doesn't have GT characters at launch.
Oh, you didn't see the? Well, wait, no, never mind. That was a movie characters, not GT characters.
Yeah, no,
So
because I
you're
did
right.
not see one lick of Super Saiyan 4 anywhere, and I was.
I don't think they will.
Yeah, and then not only that, they made Gogeta canon now. So
Right.
I think you're the only person I've ever heard acknowledge GT.
what?
Bruh, you could ask a lot of people that they still love Super Saiyan 4.
So here's the difference.
Super Saiyan 4.
You ready?
The store would try it.
I was about to say, you ready? Super Saiyan 4 was literally the best thing that ever came out of GT.
And
Super
I
Saiyan
disagree.
4 anything and Super Baby and maybe Omega.
I disagree.
Super 17 as well, too.
Super 17 was fire, but we got our first real official black.
Oh, you mean
character.
Super Oob?
Maju, absolutely.
Or yeah, Maju.
To me,
Who am I, Jude?
Who's
It's,
Maju?
When Maju
Who is
Oob-
Wait,
Who is Maju?
yes, he's talking about Oob, but Majin Oob.
All right.
emerged,
Look at that.
which is weird because Oob is a reincarnation of Boo.
Disrespect.
No. Oob is a reincarnation of Kid Buu.
Of Kid Buu. Mhm.
Right.
Majin Buu and Kid Buu were different Boos.
They're separated, remember?
Right. Yeah.
So it makes complete sense.
So then they
Well,
merged together.
I
Now,
didn't know he had a last name. I thought it was just ooh.
No,
Yeah.
so wait. So Maju came along when he had merged with Fat Buu.
Right, Majin Buu.
yeah.
That's why they call him Maju.
And that's why they call him Maju.
Mm.
That's when he had the tank top thing, like the Kais and
The vest
Kai
and
pants
the
stuff. Yeah.
pants too.
So yeah, I can agree that sure we got like the best things from GT were characters. That was the only reason to watch GT. As one of the largest Dragon Ball fans that you'll ever be, I fell asleep through GT. Like that whole Tuffle General Rildo beginning of GT always just knocked me out. Before
Yeah,
Super
bad
Saiyan
ideas.
4 existed, it was just like, why? It's trash. So yeah, but again, it wasn't official. Its pacing was pretty bad. So yeah, they don't really like. You got to also remember that the Dragon Ball team does work with these studios in order to like produce these things. They're not going to license out GT characters.
They might, because they did that for fucking fighters.
True.
So I don't see why they wouldn't.
Did they have? But hold on. What GT characters? Let's see. There was Super Baby.
Or Gogeta.
Hold on, bro, because y'all feeling like y'all being disrespectful to what happened in Dragon Ball GT. First,
Mute. So anyway, he's talking. We can't hear him.
It makes no
I'm-
sense to make Goku.
that is crazy.
You done?
Yeah, I'm gonna mute
All
up.
right. No, I did it for you. But
Oh
you know,
yeah, and Kid Goku.
Yeah, Kid Goku.
So GT Kid Goku.
yeah, they had Kid Goku, and again, Blicky, just so that you see that
He gone.
the disrespect.
Mm.
So anyway,
Oh, it's
Oh,
Blinky's
Super
birthday.
Baby.
It was a couple days ago, right?
yes, it was.
No.
But now he's not here for us to acknowledge it.
Gogeta, Super Baby 2, Kid Goku. So 3 GT characters.
Okay.
And they
That,
kids
that's
old school.
actually a nice roster. But I mean, out of all of the people, like how long did it take us for us to get any of those GT characters?
Wait, isn't also? Oh no, Janemba is Z, not GT.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Zenemba is
Zenemba.
actually a movie.
Yeah. But I thought it was a GT movie.
Oh no. So anyway, let's see what else we have that we could talk about. Star Wars Outlaws. Did anybody see the Star Wars Outlaws trailer?
Yes, and it looks good.
It looks good. But we talked about this.
I know.
And I am 1000% prepared to be let down.
Disappointed.
Yeah, let down.
It's going to be a very pretty letdown.
Yes.
A very immersive letdown, if it is a letdown.
True.
Okay.
True.
Let's see what kind of letdown we're gonna get. They're
gonna be doing a gameplay reveal trailer Monday. I believe it is. Well, actually, the game comes out on August the 30th. So,
Or
the gameplay release trailer, the gameplay reveal trailer was actually June 10th. So there was actually a bigger gameplay trailer on Ubisoft that I didn't get an opportunity to watch.
Yeah.
So, one thing that I do have to say is that throughout all of the things that we've seen in Summer Game Fest, I've seen a lot of indie games.
Oh, I just remembered something, by the way.
What?
Though they already did show gameplay for it, I just want to also update the fact that now it is confirmed that Monster Hunter Wilds is coming out on PC simultaneously with console, and will have crossplay at launch. So
yeah, but I think they did say that before.
Did we say that before?
I think so. Not 1000% sure, so don't quote me on it, but I believe.
But anyway, if no one heard that, now it's confirmed, so you can get it on PC if you're a PC player, and you can play with your friends at launch. So
that is definitely great news for PC players. So if you were interested in picking up Monster Hunter, and you know that Monster Hunter on PC and Monster Hunter on console typically come out at different times, now you can effectively get it on PC and not have to worry about not being able to play with your friends.
Blicky,
you're cutting out. Bro.
Who's cutting out?
You're cutting it.
I
You're
was saying,
cutting out.
Blicky, you can play with your friends on cross play now.
Yes.
Monster Hunter. When it comes out, new one.
But
I'm gonna give it a try.
if your ADHD doesn't kick in and you actually stick with the homies,
this one actually looks good, so I'm gonna give it a try. I was trolling last week. It looks good.
Bitch, the last one was good. You just tried to play it 3 years late. So, Blicky, there's something that I want to say since you're back. You ready? Happy freaking birthday, bro. Welcome to the old life.
Happy birthday.
Oh, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I'm officially unk status.
Welcome to the 30 club. I think, right?
It's a wonderful club. Say goodbye to your knees.
Ain't that the fucking truth,
man?
As soon as you cross that threshold, bro, like it's part of me.
Am I the only one who thought that was disrespectful? That he said I'm officially part of the Unk Club?
I mean, you think everything is disrespectful.
You're right. Because when things are said in disrespect, I'm going to take them as disrespectful.
Well, that's how I took it, because a kid jumped into my Discord the other day, and he was like, we said something like, hey, man, follow us on Twitch, because he jumped in through somebody else's eyes, and he was like, nah, I'll pass. I was like, oh, okay, then, you got to get out of here. He was like, y'all like 30 plus. I said, oh, yeah, he got to go for sure, because I definitely took offense to that. He told me I was 30. He was like, y'all like 30 plus. What the fuck you mean we 30? Oh, yeah, he got to go.
What does that have to do with anything?
One second. I haven't used a soundboard yet today. Give me.
You are right. And everybody's been waiting for the soundboard.
Listen, I've been showing restraint All right, I don't want to be like other people out there who spam the shit. Why is my stuff
Okay.
being stupid? Did I close Stream Deck? No, it's open.
I have no idea, but you might be slacking in your
Oh, there
Mac
you
and
go.
it's slipping in your pen.
Go fuck yourself.
Oh,
Yeah.
bro.
Not for real.
Y'all like
Not for
30
real.
plus. And
PG, brother.
Oh, I'm sure V was definitely looking out.
like you can learn something from us.
That's exactly how I felt when he said that
All
shit.
right, there we go.
Well
He
then,
Oh, this was, bruh. And it's crazy because they act like they not gonna be 30 plus at some point.
hold on. We're not about to start ragging on.
But I hope you make it to be my age.
Hope he make it to be my age. So let's talk about Metaphor. That
off
looks
my brain.
amazing.
Oh
That
yeah,
the Shin Megami Tensei game.
little bit of a little bit of Persona mixed in there. Considering you summon, not gonna say personas, but not personas, but they feel like they are personas. But it's on brand for Shin Megami Tensei games.
Of course, because even in the non-Persona games, you use personas.
Yeah. Like Digital Devil Saga. I mean, well, that you actually turn into a demon, but yeah. Which bring that back. That series is fire.
I actually liked the last couple of Personas. It was the only ones that I played. I didn't play like the early ones, but I played the remake of 3, 4, and then I played 5 Royal. And
Pretty sure we
actually
make
pretty
1
good.
and 2.
Yeah, for some reason, the 1 and 2 kind of get skipped over. 4 gets the most love.
Those are vastly important. It's like just remake them from the ground up. Now, I'd love to see that.
I think the reason why they skipped them, I don't know, because as I said, I haven't played the first 2, but from the little bit of research I did do on the games, it seemed like that there was some kind of major shift in gameplay when the 3rd one came out. I don't know what, as I said, I haven't played it, but there was something about the 3rd one that was kind of different from the first
The
one.
style changed artistically, though. I will say that. Like the style between 1, 2 to 3 is like vastly different. Like in 1 and 2, I don't remember if the characters are in high school or if they're adults, but they have a more adult look to them. And it's more serious than it is like anime looking, like it does in 3 to 4 to 5. Like you can go look at the artwork and be like, it's like damn near 2 different games almost from an artistic direction style. But they could do that, maybe kind of keep sort of like the designs of the old characters, or if they want, they could just update them to look like, to fall in line with the rest of the series, which I wouldn't mind anyway. I just like the Persona designs in the older ones too.
Okay. So there are actually a couple before we move on to our next topic. So there are a couple of more things that I wanted to point out. And so we're not going to go into Monster Hunter Wilds because we definitely talked that to death. Did anybody see the trailer for Slitterhead?
I don't think
I did, and I wasn't impressed.
You weren't.
Sound familiar?
It's essentially kind of like a horror game where you're basically teleporting from one person to the next and fighting bosses in like different bodies.
What is it
So
called?
it's called Slitterhead.
I'm watching it now.
And so,
Any way we can get it on the stream?
of course it is. You know who you're
Oh
talking
no,
to?
I have seen it. I saw the trailer from like 2 years ago. I didn't see the new one though.
Yeah, they actually showed a trailer for Slitterhead. So that one actually looked kind of interesting because is that the one where you're teleporting from one person to the next? I believe it is.
Yes,
All right,
it
so then,
is.
yeah, that's the one that caught my attention a little bit, even though I don't do horror games. It's like, oh, this is actually kind of an interesting concept because it's not predicated based off of, oh, we're gonna scare our audience. It's kind of it almost is like an action game.
Yeah, that's what I would call it. I would, as far as action, I would put it more in the realm of Lies of P. You know, as far as like like the style.
You mean
of
a Souls
creepy.
game?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't even call it a Souls game. I just mean like the environment that it gives off.
That makes sense.
It gives off that like not scary, but kind of creepy, you know.
Right.
And for me, like when I was watching the combat, it just doesn't seem very fluid. Like based off of other games that I've seen recently, the combat just doesn't seem fluid. But I feel like the combat is going to have a decently large part of the game. So
see,
that's the part of it that makes me not, kind of skeptical of it. I'm not saying it's going to be a bad game.
By all means.
I was a little rude about this, but this feels like an Xbox 360 game in terms of gameplay with modern graphics slapped onto it. Like this feels like gosh, I'm trying to think of the name of the game. It's that you have the shadow powers.
Oh God.
You mean like Infamous?
No, not Infamous.
Shadow powers. I feel like I know what you're talking about.
Xbox 360 Shadow Power game.
Yeah, talking about.
I feel so bad.
I don't know if anybody else got the stream up, but is this the?
Yeah, that's the one.
That's the one.
It kind of reminds me of a mix between Tokyo Ghoul and Parasite the Maxim.
Right, because you literally are using your blood and you're making blood swords and blood guns and stuff like that. I mean, the parry system is
Yeah, I'm not.
It needs a little fine tuning, a little bit. Just.
I mean, we don't know how close we are to actually getting this either.
Yeah, but it's got potential.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
it has potential. I'm not going to hate on it the whole way through. There was a game that actually another one. No. When I said
hating on it.
No. I'm not saying you're hating. I'm saying that while you were searching up the Xbox 360 game,
it's gonna drive me nuts if I don't find it.
It's fine.
It has more of a quirky kind of this is like a quirky PS2 type game that you would get like in the store and like no one's ever heard of it, but you just pick it up like, oh, let me try this out. It's like, oh shit, this is actually kind of pretty dope, and it becomes like a cult classic. That's what it kind of feels like.
Right.
That's kind of what I'm talking about. The darkness. It's like the darkness.
Okay. Yeah.
Like it gives me that kind of vibe. Like it gives me the vibes of the darkness in terms of like, I don't know how to explain it. Like just like the way the world looks. It seems like it's got some bare bones gameplay, but like that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just like it doesn't feel like something that I need to rush out and buy.
Right. It doesn't feel AAA. But it feels like it could be interesting.
Like a good AA game. Like a mid.
It feels like one of those games where if it's priced at $70, it's going to struggle. But like if it's in that $40 price range, then it's probably going to do pretty well.
Exactly. Another one that actually, because remember, I did say that Summer Game Fest really felt very indie focused. So another game that actually really caught my attention was how you say this? Cairn? Cairn?
I think it's Cairn.
Yeah, I think it's like Cairn.
Yeah, Cairn, whatever it is, Cairn, whatever it is. When I saw the trailer, I felt the pain of that character, like climbing alone on those rocks, hitting that. She's climbing barefoot. You know what I mean? And yeah, and then fell. She fell in this trailer. Crazy. It's crazy.
Oh no. Oh no. It looks like it's gonna have like
it feels like that movie that Creed Alive type of movie or whatever that climbing movie was where they were like trying to solo climb or whatever.
I'm guessing you have to. I'm guessing like there's going to be 4 buttons attached to your limbs, from what it looks like, just by the way that the hands and arms move and the legs move. That's going to be a challenge. But it says it's made by the guys who made Fury.
What is Fury?
Yeah, it looks like a really interesting game. And Tones asked, what was Fury?
Fury
No, I
was
said, what is
that
Fury? Yeah.
Fury was
Yeah.
that game that was like a bullet hell type of third person action game with amazing music. One of my favorite artists did the music for it. Carpenter Brut.
Okay.
You can go look up the trailer.
Yeah, I'll do that in a little while, or maybe after we finish the show.
That actually does look kind of good. It has a pretty interesting purpose, but I have a lot of questions.
What
actually
questions
do.
do you have?
So first, like, what does? Because I saw more than just climbing. So what all does this game entail? Is it like a survival game? Like, is there like, are you climbing to different platforms, or do you got to explore the
I
platform?
don't know.
I know.
At the end, she screams out at the next mountain, like, and all you see behind her is like more mountains that are like just bigger and bigger and bigger. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of an interesting concept there.
Is this the trailer that I've been shown?
Oh no, you showed it. It finished. It was short.
It looks interesting. I don't know if it's a must-have, but it's interesting enough to where if it's at the right price, I might just buy it.
Of course, it like I said, it looks like it's indie, so it looks like it could be in that $40 price range or less. Like I'd buy it at $20, $30, $40.
Yeah,
I don't know what I'm looking at.
The new I guess not AAA, but like probably like AA price. Isn't it $49.99?
What,
It's
double A?
supposed to go up, right? Yeah.
Like indie price, AA price, like lower tier.
Yeah, like that type of game y'all were talking about a few minutes ago.
I mean, indie games, there isn't really a set price. Indie games, it's just kind of whatever the developers want to price it at. I think the AA price has been landing on 40 lately between like Pal World, technically Helldivers is AAA, but Helldivers, it looks like that other one we were talking about the other week is going to be 42. So I feel like 40 is going to be if it isn't 70, it'll be 40. Is what I think it's going to wind up being.
Yeah, I thought it was supposed to go up.
I mean, I'm not looking forward to it.
I mean, the price of games are going up for like the big AAA games. A lot of them are already 70. Really, if you want to get them on the traditional release day of Tuesday, it's starting to be you have to pay 100 to 120.
Unless it's Ubisoft, and then it could be 150.
Yeah, or it's transitioning to subscription passes.
True.
So yeah, I mean, a lot of cases, prices of games are going up, but I think that because of the AAA price going up, I think that where possible, I think more studios are going to do their best to deliver on a market that's hurting for reasonably priced games. So, I mean, not even recently priced. I wouldn't even say recently priced. I'm in the camp that I think the $70 to $100 games are actually fairly priced. But like that's the problem. I think that like the cost of games is too much that they need to be at that price.
Right.
If
those games,
yeah, like I think if a game is able to be developed in such a way that they can sell it for 40 and at a couple 100,000 copies break even, or in the million copy range, if they're really lucky, make a ton of profit, then they should be doing that. And they should absolutely capitalize on the fact that a lot of these studios are spending way more money than they probably need to spend on a lot of these games. Like we've talked about it, like Assassin's Creed, going back to the start of this, like I have confidence that the gameplay is probably going to be pretty solid.
Oh, yeah,
I have confidence that the world's probably going to be really interesting. But to Hustle's point, like, I hope it's not grindy. Well, a lot of the times that stuff's grindy because they're trying to artificially inflate how long you play the game because they want you to be invested to play the game so that you'll come back and buy the DLC. They want you to feel like they want you to feel like you got your money's worth out of it by artificially expanding the playtime where it needed to be. And like to their point, there's a lot of people out there who, if like the Assassin's Creed game that was 30 and was artificially inflated to 30, they actually were able to beat it in like 15. There's a lot of people who would look at that and go, "Well, I'm not getting my money's worth out of it." But like, yeah.
My thing is with Assassin's Creed, you know what? I'm fine with the extra content. Fine with the side missions. I'm fine with all of the additional quests. I'm not fine when games force me to play them.
No, I understand that you're fine with those things, right? That's not the issue, right? It's like we're focused on like price point right now, right?
True.
So you're fine with that stuff, but if you didn't have that extra stuff and you just had a core like 15, 20 hour experience that was just straight up excellent narrative, as opposed to the completionist path if it takes you 150 hours, right? Like if you just had like your completionist path was like 30 hours and your core gameplay was like 15, like, but they were able to release games back at $50 and not have to like bleed developers drive cash.
I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, I think
I would be more than happy with that. Like I feel like those games get straight to the point, usually have great narratives, like and they do their particular job. They don't do a whole lot of flip flopping. Like that's the main thing with like an Assassin's Creed game. Like there's a lot in it, and that's why that amount of money makes sense because they they literally dump a lot of resources in those games.
I agree. And Assassin's Creed has always been a very large package from the start. Like with Assassin's Creed 2, it took me like a year to beat that, if not more than that. Like because I would 2.
Oh.
2, Brotherhood, Revelations, the whole package. Like that whole bundle took me probably a couple of years to go through because I would get up to a certain point, I would put it down, come back, I would go, I would get it, and I beat them all.
But like that was enough fluff for the story. Like I believe if it's evened out, we won't gripe about it so much because
I wasn't upset at the price either.
Yeah,
like I bought them full price. Like I'm not upset at the price.
Yeah, that's my thing. Go ahead, sorry.
No, I was gonna say I just hate when they make me when games force me to play side missions. I mean, in order to progress through the main story. That's all I'm saying.
Is it?
Well, I know, I agree with you on that. Like, all I was saying is that we were focused around like the cost of it, and part of the cost of it is all that extra fluff. Is what I'm saying. That's all.
Yeah.
Like, if they got rid of the extra fluff, a lot of these games could be more reasonably priced because they would be able. Like, I understand you're okay with the price, but like, there's a lot of people who aren't okay with prices going up, and a lot.
Oh no, I was okay with Assassin's Creed 2's price.
Oh, okay. So I'm looking at what were you saying?
Well, I was actually going to play a little bit of devil's advocate here for the simple fact that these games are very expensive, but now we are getting $70 games that are nothing but fluff and nothing really great out of it, you know. So I feel like to the point, I feel like the balance is off because we were fine in the early 2000s, you know, mid and late 2000s, where we had these games that were pretty streamlined and we was paying $50 for them. But I feel like as the price of these games have gone up, the quality of these games has gone down. And I feel like it's mostly because all of that fluff that's being added. I feel like it kind of waters down the experience.
I don't think
quality has gone down.
I think
I think we've had more bad games come out recently than what they used to be.
I don't know about that, sir.
I think so.
Disagree on that one.
I feel like, and I mean like mainstream games.
Well, you know what? I'm going to give Blicky this. I'm going to agree with him again, but I'm going to give a caveat here. It's because of the fact that there's so many more games coming out. It's easy for there to be more bad games.
Yeah,
Like there's like games are being released at such a high clip. Like I think the real question is there a higher percentage of bad games that are coming out? And I would disagree with that.
No, I don't think it's a higher percentage of bad games. I just feel like the games that we do get that do cost that much, you know, we end up getting hyped up about a lot of games. And when those games come out, they end up, I wouldn't say flop, because some developers obviously continue to work with their game, like for instance, your No Man's Skies and your Naraka Blade Points and stuff like that. But we also get a lot of different games where they just drop it and just leave it as is, like Anthem. You know,
Well,
so
How did
Well, like,
Naraka
even-
catch a stray?
Hold on.
But
Naraka, when it first dropped, was a little like it was a good game, but it was bare bones.
But
No,
I would
so
even
they
argue
added
that,
more
Battle
to it.
Royale. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tom.
Oh, you're good. I was just gonna say that, like, I would argue that what makes a bad game is very subjective. Like, I know plenty of people that they actually liked Anthem.
I liked Anthem.
I liked Anthem.
Like Anthem wasn't a bad game for them. Like, what made Anthem a bad game was a lot of what made Anthem bad didn't necessarily make it a bad game. Like, it's hard to like live service.
It was the
games are
lack
so
thereof of
hard to
content.
Yeah, like live service games are such a weird beast because number one, I think most of them, unfortunately, when they release, I don't think they actually know what they are until like a year in.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But like that's just a problem.
They gave up when
like-
they didn't even get to a year.
Yeah, like Warframe, right? Like Warframe is a vastly different game from when it shipped.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. And
yeah,
changes every
Yeah.
year or two. Like
Night and day, like
the game changes a lot.
like they're the definition of what a live game is.
Yeah.
You know,
That
game is one of those games that I actually tried when it first dropped, and then it blew my experience, and then I never went back to it. But now I look at it now, and I'm like, damn, that
They've
was
changed
like
a lot.
really good game. Now,
The melee is different. The gunplay is different. Like, it's
Like
they've done a lot to refine a lot of things and change systems out.
yeah. But like to that point, there's a lot of people I'm one of those people. I really did not dig Warhammer when it first came out. I even to this day I don't play it.
Space Marine?
Warframe. Sorry,
Warframe.
I was like, what?
sorry, my brain went to Warhammer.
I'm about to say I'm not going to take no Warhammer slander in this.
No,
There's no
I've been-
Warhammer
I've been-
slander. He's allowed not to like it.
Yeah.
No, I've been a Dawn of War fan for a long ass time. But
We should play it.
I don't know, like it's just one of those things where a lot of those live service games, man, like they really have so much potential. It's just like they don't get the time they need or have the ability to fix. Like Suicide Squad, that probably could have been a good game.
I think that game would have functioned better as a single.
Which apparently now it's getting positive reviews on Steam, but only if you get it at like $40, $30 is what a lot of people are saying.
You know what?
I'm never playing that game ever.
Same.
Fuck it.
yeah, I'm good on that game. I ain't gonna
And I
lie.
was gonna say, and I was gonna add another point too to the whole bad games thing. Listen, because majority of us here are older than you, Blicky, you don't know what it's like to have to see the 3 letters LJN attached to a game. Whenever those 3 letters were attached to a game, that game was often bad, like really bad, and usually based on a favorite movie or a comic character or something like that, and it was the worst fucking game ever.
Every single blockbuster movie that came out had a fucking tie-in game that was like the most bare bones achievement completionist bullshit like you could ever imagine.
Ain't they the ones who made the Toy Story game and stuff?
They did not make the Toy Story game. I forgot who made
I
that.
feel like what games did they make? I feel like I've seen that before on like a Nintendo.
LGN made Friday the 13th, which is bad. The Back to the Future game for the NES, which was
Terrible.
bad. Let's see. They've made the Superman game, if I remember correct. Was it?
Oof,
No, that
terrible.
was not Super. No, they did not make Superman. I think it was like Sunrise, Sun Kiss. No, not Sun Kiss. That's an Let me look it up.
Man.
And
You definitely just named some pretty bad games. I did play those games. They were pretty fucking bad. I can agree with that.
Sunsoft was another one that was really terrible too. If there was a game that had Sunsoft attached to it, it was often pretty bad.
I'm sorry. Did you just bring Blaster Master fucking hate into this conversation?
Blaster Master is great.
And that was a Sunsoft game.
Again, Blaster Master was great, but Death of Return of Superman, not good.
I loved that game, and that was a Blizzard game.
Was that a Blizzard game? No.
Yes, it was.
Wait.
I don't recommend arguing that one.
Oh my god, it was. What?
On Super Nintendo specifically, I think that they had different people for different versions. But yes, Blizzard did in fact make Death and the Return of Superman.
Oh, see, I played the Genesis version.
Yeah,
Okay,
That version sucked.
I do think that game
version was not good.
That game was terrible. I'm sorry. It is. I'm sorry.
The Super Nintendo version was fantastic.
Yeah, Super Nintendo version was the superior version to that game.
What's good, APOC?
Bad.
What up, APOC?
We all have missed you. Bring your ass back here.
What's going on, bro?
So I want to get into
the. Hold on. They made. Well, I'm sorry, but they made the Royal Rumble game. I don't know, man. They kind of have some with W's here. The Royal Rumble game is pretty solid. Super WrestleMania was pretty solid. King of the Ring video game. I don't even remember that. That must have been
the wrestling games were pretty fucking on point. I will say
made the Uncanny X-Men video game.
Are we talking the arcade game?
The one on
Oh no, it's the one I saw on Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Okay, never mind. I don't know what that one. I don't know anything about that one.
I don't think that one wasn't that bad. Like
the one on Nintendo was bad.
They made the
Nintendo Game Boy.
They made the Karate Kid video game.
That was a bad one too.
That was bad. I remember that.
It was, but it's my childhood, so it was fun.
Yo, the game has nothing to do with the movie at all.
Yeah, because I knew that.
Why am I fighting birds? Why?
Why are you trying to kill his inner child?
I was 1 year old when this game came out, which means
anything was fun.
Like 4 or 5 when I played it, which means this was the greatest game ever. That's the way it works.
And it feels like right now you're kicking his inner child in the nuts.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, could you stop kicking my you?
I'm sorry.
Anyway,
go fuck yourself.
I apologize.
Yeah, I felt right.
all right, it's time to transition now. So we're gonna move forward to talk about Xbox's showcase. We discussed PlayStation Showcase. We have a little section on that. We've gone into depth about the Summer Game Fest. Summer Game Fest was 2 hours long. The Xbox Showcase was only an hour. So it'll be probably a little bit easier to get through the discussion about games that Xbox was detailing. One of the things that I wanted to talk about with the Xbox Showcase was that there was actually a rumor that Xbox was going to be dropping a handheld console. We did not get that announcement throughout the showcase, which is fine. Some of the games that I want to highlight in this conversation when talking about Xbox, and I'm just going to rattle a couple off the top of my head. Perfect Dark, Dragon Age, let's see, Metal Gear Solid Delta, Expedition 33, and South of Midnight. Of course, Fable was also shown. Gears was also shown, but I get the feeling that when we start talking about Gears, so I wanted to know what you guys think about the Xbox Showcase, specifically World of Warcraft: The War Within.
Why the fuck would you bring that up on the show?
I'm kidding.
Wait, what about the war? What about the war with them?
Because I wanted time to kind of look like, oh hey.
I mean, I'm excited. I can't wait. It's why
that's what I wanted to hear. Like, it looked good.
I can absolutely talk about the War Within because number one, I ain't got negative shit to say about it.
It looked good, but that's why I wanted to start
hype.
there.
I'm excited. Listen, man. All right, like if you don't mind me, like again, I speak for myself here. I don't speak for Blizzard or anything like that. As a player, as a fan of the Blizzard franchise, I am so just ecstatic over the state of things right now. Like I understand that not everything's perfect. I understand that like we're gonna have our road bumps occasionally, but the energy at that place right now and just the content that we've got coming out, the passion that is just coming off the teams like across the board right now is insane. I'm excited as hell for Diablo. I'm excited for the War Within. Like it's gonna be a good year for Blizzard fans, I think.
Did Diablo already launch? Because I seen
No, not
icon change.
No, it hasn't launched officially. We're just in we're in pre-order mode right now.
Okay.
So
is that going to be like a purchasable DLC?
I feel like it launches in
October, I think.
Okay.
Hold on. 'Cause I'm again.
But it's gonna be fantastic, I think. It's gonna be the first major so Diablo games typically they get like 1 or 2 DLC, like actual expansions. This isn't just a DLC, this is a full-on expansion. So like they're gonna be adding all new content. Like it's gonna be a good time.
And apparently they're gonna be doing annual expansions for Diablo, which would be
I mean I could see it. I could definitely see it.
Every Halloween.
Do y'all mind if I ask y'all a question? So I bought Diablo when it first dropped. I have not put more than 3 minutes into it. Not because I don't like it. It's not because I don't like it. I actually love Diablo. I love Diablo.
Right.
Question.
But my question is,
I'm about to play some more.
Is it something I should really like sink into right now? Because I need something different to play. And
wouldn't
I
you?
bought it. Well, first,
it's a fun game.
I've been RPing a lot, but I'm starting to need my break, you know. But I with Shadow of the Earth Tree coming out and stuff like that, I just need something to fill in that time.
So play Diablo. It'll keep you in there. There's always something to do.
Like that's because people was telling me it had like a live service element to it to a degree. Not
My
so
boy
much.
can't. Well, it has seasons, but
I mean,
my friend bought it and he can't put it down. He plays it literally every day.
I've been playing it all week.
I'm gonna re-download it.
Again.
I just thought about that. I forgot I bought it.
My favorite spec for Necromancer. I was like, let me go back in. And I'm like, oh my god, they fixed so much shit with this. I'm happy again. Cool.
Yeah, like Katie really doesn't play games that much. Like she's played a little World of Warcraft since I've known her, and Diablo is like the one thing that she will just lose hours of her day to.
Me and Pops have been playing it, and Koya, and like we don't recognize how much time goes past after we get done playing. I was like, yo, we really sat here and played Diablo for like 4 hours.
Yeah, it's got a fun gameplay loop. Like you just like once you get into the flow, you just kind of lose track of time. And like in my experience, it's been really hard for me to find games in the last 5 years or so for me personally that have gotten me into that kind of flow state. And the Diablo team is one of the few that like I don't play much, but when I play, I can definitely very easily like lose 2 hours in the blink of an eye.
Yeah. Also on Game Pass, by the way, folks. So
Yes, sir.
I beat Diablo 3 and all the DLCs. It was actually something me and the mother of my children actually played a lot. I haven't dug back into it since then. And I don't remember if there was something that was going on, if there was another game that came out, whatever the case might be. I just never really gave it a chance. And then I think I heard a couple of bad things about it, and it made me really not give it a chance. So
the only thing that I actually have negative to say about anything Diablo ever was Diablo Immortal. And that was just because I didn't like some of the systems that they input into Diablo Immortal. Otherwise, I would have been playing Diablo on my cell phone. pretty regularly. So if you have an opportunity to play Diablo 4 and you haven't done so yet, then I feel like you're doing yourself a little bit of service. I can play more than I already do, but I don't really have the opportunity to play games as much as I used to. So if
Yup.
it's something that you're considering, then I 1000% say that you should go and just play Diablo.
I am a little jelly though for the Diablo Immortal players because y'all have two dope ass never before seen classes before, and I have to wait till the Heart of Hatred releases so I can get my new class to play. Well, I'm a little salty about that, but that is, them's the breaks.
Yeah, I don't know. I really enjoy Diablo.
That's so cool.
Yeah, Diablo 4 was the story
Warcraft's my
itself
jam.
was great.
It's one of the few times that I actually agree with the main villain. I was just like, yo, she's kind of making some valid
It
points. Like,
made sense.
I
Like,
ain't gonna lie to you.
it's
So-
just, skipping the killing the people part.
She was kind of, yeah. Other than that, she was
Got a
spitting.
point.
She was spitting.
Listen, all right.
Yo,
Got a point.
she cooking right now.
There are some villains out there that the world will tell you you're wrong for backing. And in about 10 to 15 years, the world will be like, that person had a good point. And you'll be standing there going, I told y'all.
Lilith kind of makes a good point. If you play the game and you listen to her, just like,
Also, the Vessel of Hatred is the next expansion.
yes, with the Spiritborn class. That is a completely new
I'm
class.
not even gonna hold you.
Oh, that is
The-
public.
the
Okay.
classes
Yeah,
and
we're getting a new
stuff?
class.
I don't care about it. I like the story. The story crazy.
Yeah. Well, and I like
Right.
I might have to tap in on it.
Completely forgot we announced that, so I was keeping them from that shut. But yeah, the new class gonna be dope.
they're gonna show gameplay of the Spiritborn, I believe, next month, I think, or in a couple weeks. Well, obviously next month will be a couple weeks. It's either I think the end of June or mid July. They're gonna show off gameplay of the Spiritborn.
I can't wait.
All right. Well, that does sound exciting. Let's talk about Perfect Dark.
Yes.
Very shocked and surprised and very happy that it's completely going. It looks like it's going more towards the original Perfect Dark and not the prequel to Perfect Dark, which was on the 360, which is a little bit more brighter, more like Joanna was younger, and it was decent, but it didn't have that sort of like grittiness that the original Perfect Dark had, and that I didn't feel like I was a high-tech spy in Perfect Dark Zero. This feels like I'm a high-tech spy who does really cool, crazy shit.
I mean, it caught
I'm
my
so
attention.
excited.
It's just the first person aspect of it is the only thing that doesn't excite me because again, third person is my forte. But it really felt like it ran well, and the story was captivating. Like I was sitting there with the trailer, like, wow, did she really just? Wow, what game is this?
Looks good.
Like, and when something catches your attention like that, you know that you got a hit on your hands.
Once I saw the art style, I was like, "Don't fucking tell me they're bringing Perfect Dark. Don't play with my emotions right now." And then I
They
heard,
didn't.
Carrington Institute. I was like, "No."
They didn't play with your emotions. It actually
gonna
looks
lie,
like it's going to be good.
I was worried. I was worried when they first announced it. And I was just like, "Oh god, they're gonna screw it up again." But seeing this gameplay trailer, my fears is gone. All right, I'm on board. I can't wait to play it. I'm happy with this because Perfect Dark was one of my favorite games on Nintendo 64, and I still like Perfect Dark Zero. But like, I have fond memories of playing multiplayer Perfect Dark 1 on the 64 with friends.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't have fond memories of playing shooters on N64 at all because James Bond.
Screen looking.
And yeah, screen looking, the shape of that controller. We want to complain about the shape of PlayStation controllers and things like that. Now people talk about, I don't want a PlayStation controller because my thumbs touch. First of all, you ain't never played on a Nintendo 64.
That is very true. That was the worst controller.
It was innovative. It was very innovative, but boy, I was like, so what's this other handle over here for? Because I'm always with the middle handle and this handle. Because obviously I'm moving the joystick and trigger.
Man, when you had to do them C buttons,
Right?
yellow bitch. Oh my god! You have
Oh
to take the hand
god!
completely off the controller to go over
here. Yeah. So
The D-pad never got used.
barely, but those were the C buttons. You used them, but you know when you did.
Oh, yeah, because they changed it, right? After
Yeah, so
a while, they took the
C
C
buttons are
out
where
and
the
turned them to
D-pad is. Yeah.
Yeah. No. The C buttons are not where the D-pad is. The D-pad is
Oh, no.
has its own side all the way on the left side of the controller.
Yes.
The C buttons, the yellow
C
buttons,
button.
they're on the right side of the controller. You frequently use
Mm.
those. You never use the D-pad.
Yeah,
Actually,
the D-pad
one
was
game-
weird.
Yeah, but that's the one. That's what he was talking about. The D-pad.
They're like, what the fuck? It's like, what do I do?
You have to stop moving, go over here and do this, and then come back. Yeah,
All right. So what else stood out? I mean, Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid. Sorry. Sorry. I've been waiting for that moment. I couldn't wait till he brought this topic up.
Metal Gear. I said, what else stood up? Metal Gear Solid. All right. I was actually gonna say Metal Gear Solid Delta looks good. It looks good. I felt a little bit of a type of way about his voice because, like, even though it's David Hayter, it felt like it wasn't. It sounded different.
Yeah.
It's been so long.
You caught that too?
Yeah, I felt that way too. I think it's because I don't know, this is a controversial opinion probably, but I feel like Kiefer Sutherland's voice fit Big Boss more, but David Hayter's voice is better for Solid Snake because they're not the same person.
No.
And so it's weird hearing David Hayter's voice come out of Solid. I know it's supposed to be that way because that's how it was in Snake Eater, and apparently they're just using the same dubbed lines.
But it still doesn't sound the same.
Yeah, it sounds weird.
Like his voice sounded higher, and like it didn't sound like Snake. You expect him to, Solid Snake. You expect his voice to be kind of rough, crispy, like, you know what I'm saying? But it didn't feel that way.
Well, that's because he's not Solid Snake. He's Big Boss.
They called him Solid in the beginning of the trailer.
They did. They definitely called him Solid at the beginning of the trailer. So for me, I don't really have that same outrage as y'all, but that's because I've never actually got to dig into a Metal Gear Solid game.
Hold on, wait.
Never.
You talking
I've
about
never played it.
Metal Gear the Solid 3?
None of them.
Yeah, this is Metal Gear Solid 3 remake. So
Yeah,
he's
Solid-
never gotten to play in any of it.
Oh,
I've
you
never
wild.
played.
Oh, they
Yeah,
call it-
I've never.
What?
It's not
I've
Solid.
never played a Metal Gear Solid. Well, let me rephrase that. It's not that I have never played one. I've never played my own, right? Like I've never actually went and bought Metal Gear Solid. Like my brother was a big fan of the series. So the only chance that I ever played it was him seeing if I can beat this mission or seeing if I can do this, so I've had very little experience with the game.
He
So,
was
but
abused
seeing that-
because I bet you that you had to fight Psycho Mantis.
He made me fight the last boss,
Oh,
to see if I can beat it. And I think so, but this was a while ago. Like I'm talking about 2008, sometime around there. Like this was a long time ago, and I haven't even tried to pick it up since. So
PlayStation 3?
on PS3 or PS2, it was one of the two. But
I'll tell you,
this one is the first one that I truly looked at and was like, yeah, I think I might have to go and get that because it looks incredible.
Metal Gear Solid, like fighting something like Psycho Mantis, like or whatever. Like there was literally a boss where it was reading your memory card and your controller inputs. So you couldn't beat that boss without actually changing this controller slot to slot 2 and moving your memory card to slot 2.
Yep.
Like that's how innovative the game was.
Oh yeah, if you went
Yeah, I
through
heard
and
about
didn't
that.
kill nobody, it will say something different compared to if you went through and slaughtered everybody.
So yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in that. It looks very interesting. It looks very polished. It looks real. Like from what I've seen, it looks real original to what Metal Gear Solid actually was. Because the couple of them that I looked at over the last couple of years didn't seem like the real Metal Gear Solid. You know what I'm saying? Like what is that? The Rising whatever.
Rising is not
that don't count.
mainline.
Yeah. And like that and that type of stuff. So when I was seeing that stuff, I was like, this doesn't really look like what I'm looking for.
If
But
it doesn't
that
have a number, it's usually not mainline Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear
Yeah.
Solid 5, although good, wasn't the same as like Metal Gear Solid 3 or 4.
That's because
Right.
they didn't let him actually do what he wanted to do in the game.
Right.
There's a lot of shit that they basically cut out of the game that Kojima was not happy with in Metal Gear Solid 5, which is why we got what we got.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, it wasn't the same as a 3 or a 4. So
Yeah.
like the experience that you're gonna get out of Metal Gear Solid 5, like if you're gonna go back, play Metal Gear Solid 3, play Metal Gear Solid 4, or play this one. 'Cause this one is
Yeah, I'm gonna just wait for this one. I think the reason why I never went back and played any of the other ones because the graphics was outdated, and for me, graphics matter.
What?
outdated for when he was trying to play
when
them.
I was trying to actually play them. I didn't start
Oh.
looking into Metal Gear Solid until the Rising one came out. So
Although I
for
will
me,
say,
when I look back, it just was like,
Metal Gear Solid 4 was probably the best looking PlayStation 4 game that I have.
Ever.
Or was it PS3 or PS4?
It was
PS3.
for-
Whatever it was the best looking game on that console
that
ever.
was a
Yeah, nothing looks
Ever.
flagship game.
I don't think I
You
had a
talking about Old Snake?
PS4 at the time.
Yes, that game was fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Like literally, they put that game out. It felt like they put that game out just to flex what the PlayStation could do that they hadn't been able to do with any multi-platform.
Oh yeah.
That's all. But the load times were ridiculous.
horrendous.
Load time. You be sitting there for 5 hours, like God.
But if you sit there and you just watching it, you don't mind it because those cutscenes, that whole even
Fam,
this
I was taking pictures of the game. Like, hey, yo, this looks like a movie.
It still holds up to today's standards graphics,
yes,
which is
Yeah.
crazy about that. Like how old that game is and how great it looks, and it's still you could put side by side to some games that have come out, and it's just like, whoa, what the fuck am I looking at?
because the mission when you first meet that bipedal robot, I forgot the robot name.
The geckos?
Yeah, the gecko and Snake was with the camouflage,
Yeah.
and it changed. Man,
Yeah,
that
Metal
shit-
Gear Solid
You know
4.
what?
bro, that shit was
That was
different.
that's another thing. I didn't have a P4 at the time. I actually didn't have one. No. My brother actually had that Metal Gear Solid, and he let me play a little bit. Right, like that's
Just
how
a
it's
little
been.
bit. He gave you a
like
little taste.
that's literally how it's always been when it comes to Metal Gear Solid.
Give me
Like,
that
my brother always had bought every single Metal Gear Solid, and he'll let me play a little bit because we was raised in different households, so I was only able to play it when I did go over there. If he was willing to get off the game and share the fucking game, because he was that type of gamer. Like, nah, I got it. I'm gonna keep trying. Like, he was that type of person. So eventually, like, the only reason why he'll do it is because he'll be mad, and I'll be like, I'm like, bro, this don't even look like is that hard. He'd be like, here, you try it then. You try. It was like that. It wasn't like, hey, bro, come try this game real quick. I think you were like, no, it was never that. It was like, since you think you so good, here, let's see if you can beat it.
Give me that shit.
Yeah,
That makes sense. I don't want to like we still haven't touched talking about like the State of Decay, Gears, Dragon Age, but like
Fable.
Dragon Age needs to be talked about. I ain't gonna lie, that shit look fire.
I mean, but there's also something else that I want to talk about, and the fact that, like, all right, every year we actually used to have E3 in June. and E3 started to become a spectacle. And this year we got Summer Games Fest, and of course, all of the different companies do their own reveals and trailers and their own showcases multiple times a year. We got Nintendo Direct, we got Xbox showcases, we got PlayStation showcases. So, like, what do we think? Do we think that E3 not having a presence is missed, or do we think that this is how it should be?
I think this is how it should be. It allows the companies to kind of do things on their own and on days that work with their schedules, as opposed to, well, we all have to get going for this one whole week. And it's just, to me, I don't think we need any. I don't think E3 was missed. At least I got everything that I wanted out of it. Slash Microsoft conference slash state of play type of situation. You know what I mean? I don't think people are gonna.
I didn't watch all these showcases yet, right? Like, I'm gonna make the time to go through and watch them over the course of the next week. But these showcases this year, they have felt, this year, right now, they feel way less like marketing promotional tools and actually like things centered around talking about video games.
Yeah.
It's not to say they're not marketing and they're not promotion. It's that they don't feel like it.
It feels like we got games.
Yeah,
Literally, that's it.
Yeah, like games kind of, I mean, ideally sell themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, I feel like there's a level of passion that was captured through these game shows this year that we haven't seen in a while. Like E3 almost feels like when they do show up, it's almost like a chore. Like, oh, we have to do this. This year it felt more like, oh, we want to do this.
Yeah, it felt like this is who we are. This is what we make. We hope you play it. We hope you enjoy what you're seeing. That's the vibe I was getting, which is good.
Right.
Less fluff, less celebrity bullshit. Just
there were aside from what's that, Blumhouse being on the stage during Summer Game Fest.
Yeah, but that's their own game studio.
Yeah, I was gonna say that there weren't any like big celebrities.
Nope.
Like it wasn't like people got rushed through. When it came to Microsoft, there's like not a bunch of talking in between. With the PlayStation, there's not a bunch of well, blah 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 blah. There's none of that. It's games. Here, look at this. 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 Like it's a cadence, and I appreciate it. I mean, I did get the idea. Like I got the thought about E3 when having, like, when I was watching, I was like, yo, this is really E3 time. And what happens is this is literally the time of the year where the game companies and the game studios, release their trailers in order to get us excited for the stuff that's coming in the back half of the year or next year. And I'm good with that, because this is how I used to make my lists of what I was going to buy throughout the course of the year. So at like the Tokyo Game Show or the Video Game Awards, I would make my list for what I was going to buy for the first and second quarters. And then when it came to the summertime stuff, I would make my list on what I wanted to play and what I was going to buy for the back half of the year. And if we didn't have something like this, it doesn't necessarily have something like this, I wouldn't know where to go. I wouldn't know what to get.
I feel like another thing that was important, that was different this year, I don't know if maybe I'm tripping, but I feel like during E3, it was every company trying to one up each other. Who's going to have the next big thing, And they would only, I feel like this year, it was more or less, like, hey, these are the things that we're working on. It wasn't so much like, oh, this game is going to be better than this. No, it was more like, this is what we have, this is what we love. This is what we created for you, There's nobody else here. It's just us and y'all. It felt more personable. You know what I'm saying? Like it didn't feel like they were in competition with each other because they were all separate, and I feel like it created a different feel to it this year. And not only that, but we also got some pretty fucking amazing games out of it. You know, so I like it. I like it how it is this year. You know, but the real question is, what about though? You remember how early we were saying like gaming goes up and down, right? What if next year we don't get these game shows and they're as good as it is this year? Our answer might be different because then we're gonna be like, well, shit, it was only like 5 or 6 great games that were showed. They should have just put all of this in one show, you know. So I feel like this is like a situational based thing. This year it worked great, but I don't know if this is sustainable to hold the interest if the games aren't consistently this good that they're showing. If that makes sense.
I just hope that we get games that, you know, I'm not saying that. I just hope we get games that meet the expectations that they set, not that we have, but that they set. You know,
Yeah.
Like
I only have
Cyberpunk ended up being as good as they said that they wanted it to be eventually. I'm just saying.
We know you're
Same thing with No Man's Sky. They just gassed us up for that.
Oh shit!
Hey, any chance that
it works?
Any chance that at what's the next one? Gamescom?
Or and then Tokyo Game Show at the end of the year.
Any chance that we're gonna get some actual GTA 6 gameplay? What's the chances?
I doubt it, but we're gonna get GTA 6 gameplay, or we're gonna get another GTA 6 trailer before the end of the year.
It'll be the Games Awards.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. That's more than likely what's gonna happen.
And we'll probably be, you know, the second that GTA 6 is anywhere in the news, we're gonna have to talk about it because everybody else is gonna be paying attention.
I will say this, the only thing that disappointed me about the Microsoft conference, and it was the only game I was actually disappointed in, was like Fable. That was it. Like, once again, another trailer for Fable, and
that shows absolutely nothing.
Like 10 seconds of gameplay and nothing but like a bunch of British comedy. No offense to our British audience that we may or may not have.
I'm gonna be honest, at this point, if we had a British audience, we probably lost them a couple of weeks ago when, you know, we talked about, you know, insults that we've been called, especially the time we called a Brit.
Right.
I mean, yeah, as a red-blooded American, it was insulting. I don't know what you want me to tell you.
But like,
why would I want to be associated with the losing team?
Yeah,
he got a point.
Well,
he got a point. I'm gonna say this though, Hustle. I'm gonna say this. When it comes to Fable, all right, my fandom for Fable is so fucking strong that I'm happy with that trailer. Like, more Fable. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, like I'm just happy to see that it is still being worked on. Like, it's not a dead project. Because for me, Fable was iconic to my childhood. You know, so I love it.
Right.
The second one,
hey, relax. All right.
Your childhood was late.
The second one was
yours was just early.
The second one was mid. The third one was bad. They canceled, what was that, Fable Heroes or something like that?
I mean, I'm gonna be real with you, okay? I think Fable is a really good franchise in terms of property. I think that it did a lot of things that were really good. I think they're really fun games. I like them a lot, but I don't think they ever lived up to the expectations that were set for them even back then. And that was because Peter Molyneux was a wonderful snake oil salesman.
I remember specifically getting Fable 1 and being so fucking hyped to get it. So hyped to play this game that allowed me to do literally anything, that I could plant a tree and see it grow. as the years went by, and I could have kids, and my kids could carry on my legacy as a hero and all that stuff. And none of that was in the game. It was still fun.
Yeah.
For what it was still fun.
It was still a fun game.
But disappointing.
Fable 2 was pretty good though. I feel like go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. Keep going.
I feel like it didn't meet what it had promised, but what it did give, I feel like was still pretty good. You know, like I feel like
it was good.
I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, oh snap! I thought I'd be able to do this, but it looks like I could do this instead. So it's still a good, you know, like it.
Yeah,
it wasn't like a letdown. It was more like a false advertisement.
who I felt was worse than the first one in terms of like combat. I didn't like the combat in 2. I think it's because they tried to introduce guns and it just felt very clunky with how the combat worked in that game, because the combat was different than it was in 1. And 3 was just, I don't know what they were doing with 3, but 3 was not it.
Yeah, not gonna lie.
Not
It
it.
was trash.
They were just trying to grow. So
That ain't
y'all
good.
want to y'all. I mean, what about Gears? Like the next one is E-Day.
Gears, yes.
Like,
Yes.
It's Gears 4. Like that trailer, and I know we talked about it, but like seeing that the fact that trailer was all in game has me excited to start rolling, chainsawing, and shooting.
You didn't even need to see the whole trailer. All you need to see was the title.
Yep.
Yep. Here's the thing. To be a Gears fan and to see that the title was E-Day was enough. That's like, we buying it at that point.
One of the only Xbox games I've ever owned was Gears. Like
I'm gonna be
literally,
honest.
when I got a 360 from fixing them, because I used to fix the Red Ring of Death. The first game that I bought for my own Xbox, my first Xbox, was Gears.
I was a Gears head.
I'm gonna be honest. The moment that I saw that outfit, I was sold. The moment that I seen the blue lights, there was nothing else to talk about. Like, this is a must-have day one.
Isn't it going to be on Game Pass day one?
Yeah,
More
than likely.
So that means that now, not only is it going to be available and it's real, but it's also going to be accessible.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great thing.
Not only that, but let's talk about where it seems like the setting might be, because at the end of the trailer, he looked out and it was a large city.
E-Day.
Like Emergence Day.
Mm-hmm. So
yeah, that's literally what it's called. E-Day, Emergence Day. It's the start of everything.
That is the best point to start off with a new iteration of Gears of War, in my opinion. Like, if you're gonna do, here's my thing: prequels can be hit or miss, but this is like the perfect setting. This, and like, in my opinion, if we're talking about prequels for games, right? There's like 2 perfect prequel games that are set in a prequel setting, and that is like Devil May Cry 3. And I just forgot the other one.
I hope it was Red Dead Redemption 2.
Red Dead as well too. Yeah, Red Dead. Oh, Halo Reach is another one. That's another great prequel setting. In Emergence Day, something set in Emergence Day is like something I've always wanted to play, because we've all heard about Emergence Day. If you're a Gears fan and you play Gears, you know about Emergence Day, or at least you've read about it, you've heard about it in the games, but to actually get to play through that event is going to be magical.
Nuts.
It's gonna be magical, straight up. I'm hyped for it. I can't wait.
Excellent.
I'm definitely hyped for that. And Dragon Age. Sheesh. That shit looks incredible.
I gotta go look at the trailer for Dragon Age.
That shit looks incredible.
You guys' homework, if you get an opportunity, just watch some of the trailers that we discussed if you haven't seen them already. Just so you, I mean, I'm sure y'all will let us know.
And Doom the Dark Ages.
Doom the Dark Ages was good. So anyway, at this point,
Fair question.
go ahead, Lou.
So Halo, right? It's not nothing should the people who, well, I think 343 Studios be worried because, like, I was thinking since they had such a fucked up launch, they were like, okay, Xbox Showcase is coming. Here's an expansion or something to be like, Halo's not dead. I don't know. Y'all
You know
worried
what?
about
I
Halo?
mean,
There's gonna be more chances.
Okay.
They got more stuff coming.
I was gonna say, you know what I think fixes that, in my opinion? If you want to really revive the multiplayer for Halo Infinite, put it on PlayStation. Somehow
Why
find a way
would
to work on Switch.
all right.
No.
Let me ask a question.
Yeah.
Why? Let's say hypothetically they're working on a new Halo. Okay.
Right.
Why do they care about trying to rejuvenate the Infinite base if they're just going to be releasing a new game in the next couple of years? Like, here's the deal, right? Like, you got to stop. We got to stop with this mentality of just because someone stops updating something that the game is dead. The game was released like 5 years ago. It's not dead. They're just done with it. Like, they're moving.
Has
on
it
to
been
another
5 years
game.
already?
Have they
It's
officially-
been like I have been it's been at least 4 years.
but have they officially said that they're done with it? Because I don't.
They
believe-
never say that they're done with it. They got a team that works on it that maintains the server. I'm sure.
Yeah, like
They are
like,
using
it released 3 years ago. It's been 3
Okay.
years.
Yeah, and they are getting constant updates as far as I could see.
Okay, but like,
But doesn't mean that they're not done. They're probably working on developing another game.
yeah, like why would they like? They have never released expansions for Halo. They've released downloadable content. They used to release maps and stuff for it way back when, but like it's not a game that gets expansions or like downloadable content or like season passes. It's a game that they release a campaign. Maybe they release a few updates, but not typically.
I mean, now it
And
has
then
season passes.
And then everything is multiplayer.
Yeah,
After that,
because that's
like,
what
everything is.
anyway.
Yeah.
Let's be,
Sorry, what were you saying?
I would say, let's be real. We all play Halo for the multiplayer. That's what we're there for. I mean, the story, yes, but after the story's done, you're going to spend hours upon hours on multiplayer anyway. This is how it always has gone.
Yeah, I just don't see it as being a big deal that they had that they didn't have anything to show off. I see that as being either one of two things: either they just don't have anything they wanted to share right now, or going back to what we said before. Actually, one of three things: or going back to what we said before, Microsoft decided that they were going to hold it for Gamescom or another one later on this year.
Yeah.
Could be anything.
Like,
Also, if I can add on,
or they're working on something new.
Also I can add on to that
Tribes
too.
over Halo.
Halo's never done an expansion ever.
It's okay to be wrong, Blick. What was up?
Halo doesn't do expansions. That's another thing too. Like Halo doesn't do expansions. Like once the story's out, that's it for that game until they release another game. Unless you want to count ODST, which is not really an expansion. It's more like a side
I'm not gonna
story,
lie, that was.
standalone.
Am I the only person who thought that game was terrible?
Yeah, I mean, no, but again, it's okay to be wrong.
What game
I
you
thought that
was
game
We thought
ODST.
ODST was terrible.
Really? What time? What time said?
It was like a $30 side piece of
It was like
content. It was pretty fucking. It was like a.
Well,
Really
see,
cool-
I was-
It was a.
I was
He
still
was
young.
10.
Yeah, I was about to say I was still young. That was a full release to me. I didn't know the difference.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it wasn't a full release game. It was just like a side piece of content they released. I thought it was a pretty cool proof of concept for other stuff they could have done inside the Halo universe. I personally am a real big advocate for universes doing stuff other than like the core stuff that we're used to seeing in those universes where possible. So
Mhm.
like I would have loved to see more ODST kinds of stuff in the Halo universe, but actual full-fledged games.
I thought I was the only one who wanted that, man. Shit.
I mean, honestly, the ODST series could make for a pretty good extraction shooter.
Yes. Or something that's like more tactical based because
Yeah.
ODST is like a tactical squad. Like if a Spartan is a one-man army, then fucking ODST is basically like the Rainbow Six squad of the Halo universe.
Right.
I think it'd be great to have a tactical shooter based on ODST. Microsoft, if you do that, I want to get paid for that idea.
And Vicarious Vision works on Halo now, right?
No, I mean, I don't think so, unless magically they got separated from Blizzard, because Vicarious Visions is now Blizzard Albany.
Oh, never mind.
I mean, it's possible. No, Vicarious Visions works on Diablo now. They're the Diablo studio for Diablo. Well, they're like the Diablo Classic studio, I think. I don't think they worked on 4, but like they work on like Diablo Remastered and all that stuff. Like that's them.
I was about to say 4 was developed in Cali, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's our studio proper, but like but Vicarious Visions handles like the remasters.
Gotcha.
For Diablo now. And they're a good little start with them on they actually helped with Destiny 2 at the start of it.
Yeah, like they used to do the
PC port for Destiny 2.
The raids too, right? Something about
they didn't do the raids now. So what Vicarious Visions did was they helped with porting Destiny to PC. And they helped with they helped with the development of Warmind, the expansion, and then I think they may have done some raid work, but like that was just by proxy of like working on their own expansion.
I did watch a lot of the cuts. I did watch all the cutscenes and stuff for the final shape.
Yeah.
Looks promising. We're I guess going.
That's a good story.
Yeah, for as much of a hater as I've been, for as much of a hater of Destiny 2 as I've been, I will say Final Shape's been pretty good so far. I'm liking it a lot.
It was a good way to close that side.
At least that chapter.
No, that's close to the saga.
I think it's close. I think it's closing just that chapter.
No,
I mean, Loon is a play.
I mean, I don't want to
Loon play.
I don't want to spoil it.
Chapter is, what's the one that you worked on, Tom?
A chapter is like Forsaken, The Witch Queen, Shadowkeep, New Light. Those are chapters. This is the closure of an entire saga of the Destiny lore. From here, they start a new story.
Yep.
So basically, like this would be like this is the equivalent of like Empire.
Yeah. So, like, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil it for time. But
we're not going to spoil anything anyway because there are still tons of people still playing this. We don't know how far people.
Yeah, but if you've beaten that and you've beaten the raid, Loon, I'll explain further.
Oh, I beat the story. I didn't beat the raid.
Well, I hear what you're saying, but like Bungie themselves have said this is the end of this saga. So like anything that disagrees with that is you're wrong.
I was trying to be nice, but
no, I said it was the end of this saga. That's what I was saying. I was saying this is the end of that saga.
I thought you said it was the end of the chapter.
More.
Yeah, you said it was the end of the chapter. Loon was saying it's the end of the saga, and you kept correcting him
saying
it's the end of the chapter.
I said it was the end of the chapter. I said it was the end of the saga. You're mixing it up.
Hold the tape back if you'd like, and
when I make
my video, you know what? When I make the clips this week, we'll see.
But what I'm saying it's the end of Destiny 2, essentially.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. We got episode. Bro, Destiny 2 is not ending.
It is not the end of Destiny 2. They're going to keep going.
Yep.
It is the start of something new. I think they even had a Bungie update recently talking about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they are
They had a
starting.
whole Vidoc, the whole documentary.
The thing is, I know that they are starting up something new because of how it ends. I'm not gonna say it,
They
but
starting a. I mean, you talking to me? I play the shit. I know. After the raid ending, it's going. It's a new story. That's
yeah,
it.
Yes.
Hardware, software. That is Destiny 2. But
Are they
new
working on a new
story?
Destiny? Absolutely working on it. They're absolutely working on a new Destiny. They're
Destiny
going to work
3?
on a new Destiny. Absolutely. I'm not going to fucking sit here and say with like I don't have any insider knowledge, but yeah, I would absolutely wager they're working on a Destiny 3. But they're going to make Destiny
Big
2
of a
tie into
happy.
Destiny 3.
Well, I put like this. They said that, so we supposed to doing episodes for I don't know how long. I wish they would bring out Destiny 3 because they got
But I don't-
them.
what I'm saying is, yeah, but what I'm saying is, I don't know if they're saving what happens at the end of the final shape for Destiny 3, or they're going to keep it within Destiny 2, is what I mean. You know what I'm saying now?
I don't know, bro. They might keep that in Destiny 2 for another 10 years or some shit.
Nah,
They could.
they're going to make another Destiny for sure.
They could, but I
We'll get
feel
a
like it would
happy-
be better served to push that to Destiny 3. At least that part. You can have shit between that, but like
I mean,
that,
it's free.
I
It
would.
wouldn't be that bad.
I feel like technically,
transition.
didn't they do the same thing between Destiny 1 and Destiny 2?
Yeah, but that was a little different. Like they pretty much took all the stuff from Destiny 1 and stuck it in Destiny 2. It was,
Pretty much.
That's
Yeah.
not true.
and people they didn't.
No, I think one of the biggest complaints, like especially me, I think one of the biggest complaints people had going from Destiny 1 and 2 is that it was so stripped down. One of the problems they ran into going from Destiny 1 and Destiny 2, and what they're probably going to run into with Destiny 2 to Destiny 3, if that happens, one of the problems they ran into is they started working on Destiny 2 right around the time, like the second to last expansion came out, whatever the Wolves one was. I forget the name of it.
The Witch Queen?
No, the
No.
Oh, you're talking
I'll
about
go
from
back
Destiny
and look.
1.
Yeah, they started working on Destiny 2 like a year before they finished up with Destiny 1. So a lot of the quality of life changes that came into Destiny 1 that made it like a lot of fun for people didn't get to make it into Destiny 2. And in fact, Destiny 2 is more stripped down and bare bones because they were trying to appeal to a wider audience at first. They didn't want people to get overwhelmed with all the mechanics from Destiny 1.
Yeah.
I remember they were pissed.
Curse of
community.
Osiris was the second from last one.
No, that was Destiny 2. I worked on that one.
The community got pissed off because, at a time, you know how they go about all the Destiny 1 exotics being threw into Destiny 2 and no new stuff coming out.
Yeah,
that's what I remember.
You're probably, I haven't seen the end of it. You're probably right. They're going to hold off whatever big event was from Destiny, the end of Destiny 2's raid. I think probably, but I don't know. Like the thing is, like they're still going to be doing like seasonal content and updates and stuff. And if it was a big enough thing,
Of course.
they're going to have to address it. Like they're not just going to ignore that event that happened or anything like that. Like they're going to have to address it in the next couple of years. So they're going to keep progressing the story. So I would be curious to see what happens with that, but I don't know. Like I would say that I would be shocked if they held off on it if the plan is not for Destiny 3 to come out for like another 2 or 3 years. Because like right now they're for lack of a better phrase, they're balls deep in the marathon, I would assume.
Oh right, yeah, they are working on that.
So yeah, so like a lot of their resources are tied up. Like they're probably going to be in sustainment mode on Destiny 2 while they figure out what they're going to do with Destiny 3. So they're going to have to address these things. And if they plan on continuing to progress the story, it doesn't make sense to hold off, you know? Like I hear where you're coming from. I understand why you would believe that way historically. I just don't know how viable of a choice it is to hold off if it's going to be several years and they want to keep releasing content, you know?
Yeah.
Well, before we go too far into, well, we're already too far into Destiny, but before we go too far
Right,
into
move on that one.
before we go too far into Destiny, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna take the time to say thank you to everybody who decided to join us today. Thank you for those who hung around. I know that it's a lengthy conversation, and sometimes when we talk about new games, we get excited, but we want you to get excited too. We want to get you into the game. So, if you ever have anything that you have as a topic or any questions about gaming that you may have any misconceptions that you may have run into about gaming or the way gamers are viewed or anything of that sort, any stories that you want to share, feel free to hit us up, send us a message in Discord, send us a message on YouTube, leave us a comment, and we'll try to incorporate it into our next episode. Like, we definitely want to remain interactive, and we appreciate all of the time that you spend with us and, giving us these 2 hours of yours on a Wednesday night in the middle of the week. Like, we greatly appreciate you. So in the meantime, and in between time, I just want to take a moment to say that, again, we love you, we appreciate you, and we're all here for you. Now, with those, I'll leave my closing words. If there's anything you ever wanted to do, anything you ever wanted to achieve, sometimes all you got to do is press a start button. In the meantime, we're out.
And make sure y'all jump in the Discord. That way you'll be able to keep up with all the new upcoming game trailers.
All right,
the
stop
news
dragging it.
news,
We out.
like that.
He said, "Stop dragging it."
I'm out.